This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your source for the latest Iowa ag news headlines right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, Mark Magnuson, and Andy Peterson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Dustin.
Well, good day, everyone, and welcome to Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Hoffman. Today's Thursday, the 11th of September, 2025. We're so glad you could join us here today. We're going to hear from Jason Meyer of agmarket.net later on in the program as we talk about what happened in those markets. But first, Andy Peterson had a chance to talk with some folks at Landus, Craig Mouchka, and Blake Hoover as they talk about a clean fuel regulation program. Andy Peterson has more.
Clean fuel regulation program, helping farmers tap into some premium export markets. Tell me about it. It's not a carbon program. It doesn't sound like it's different than that, but it certainly does enhance value and add some premium to that final price per bushel.
Yeah. So essentially, the program is Canada's way of incentivizing renewable fuels production and use in their own country, set up in a tax credit basis. And the best way to bring that back to the farmer, or the requirement is to bring that back to the farm level to meet and check certain boxes that essentially okay it to meet those credit standards in Canada. And so the market, obviously driven by the Canadian government, then flows back from the fuel user to the fuel producer, and then someone like us being the renewable fuel feedstock supplier, with Landus being specifically in a advantageous spot, being directly connected and owned by the growers in our own network.
Craig, what excites you about this program announcement?
It seems like it's kind of a foundational opportunity for what seems to be coming down the pipeline in a broader perspective across the biofuel space. And so it's a chance to get a foundation in place, get our growers plugged in to an opportunity that doesn't necessarily require major changes to their operation or the way that they're currently doing business, but a real opportunity for them to potentially participate in an upside if we can drive enough participation and leverage it through that market. So again, I think it's more of the opportunity for where we're going and what we can build on behalf of our growers to further just explore and open up new markets as they come to bear. So it's a kind of a pivotal point for us.
So what's required then for producers?
Yeah, the requirement's fairly simple, as Blake alluded to. We have sent out their unique URLs to each grower that opens up a digital form. In that digital form, it typically should take growers less than 5 minutes to fill out. There's some basic information that we try to pre-fill on behalf of them, and then the rest is putting in total production estimate. So we usually recommend APH plus a percentage if they're bullish on their crop this year, to just cover them for whatever they produce, and a lat long to 5 decimal points. That one is probably the piece that would take a little bit longer to get that entered in. But again, pretty simple. And then they have to agree or disagree to 4 separate questions that are pretty straightforward. And in our opinion, all of our growers should qualify to be able to say agree to those 4 questions. And then they sign it electronically, and that's about it. So it's again, pretty straightforward form. Blake, anything that stands out there that I missed as far as what information they have to provide?
Yeah, I think you covered it all for information. But I think the one other part of this program that makes it very unique is that there's no contract. There's no guarantee or anything like that from the grower's end of things. They're not locked into anything. They just sign up for this program. If bushels that we hope they'd bring all their bushels to us, that's fantastic. But if they sign up all their production with us, but they bring bushels somewhere else, that doesn't keep them from being able to sign up for a same program down the road or something along those lines. Just giving the farmer continued options while also providing the most value from our seed as we possibly can for them.
So then you'll process and ship products to Canada then? Is that the final step in this program?
So, yep, we'll process it here in Ralston, crush it at our fine facility here. We'll send the soybean oil to various renewable fuels, renewable diesel creators, and then the finished fuel is what flows into Canada. So not necessarily the feedstock on its own, but we can move that feedstock into Canada if we had a specific partner that we wanted to, but it's more about the finished fuel side.
What did I see? $750,000 that you've got available. So that's quite a bit.
Yeah, and the pool is, the credits don't change. We have a good runway of credits in Canada. So the only change of that pool is the amount of bushels that we can sign up. The more revenue that we can create is based solely off the size of the pool of growers that want to participate. So, there is obviously a cap to how much we can crush here in Ralston. But that's the beautiful thing about the program is that there's other crushers, other ethanol producers at the end of the day that will also most likely be a part of this. So just it can be on total bushels handled. But today we're focused mainly around Ralston.
Mm-hmm. Every dollar counts when the ag economy is the way that it is. So get in touch with your Landus representative and get signed up. Gentlemen, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
And we thank the folks at Landus for joining us, and thanks, Andy, for bringing us that information. We're going to take a quick break and hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, we'll run down the closing markets. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net. We're back on Ag Matters PM and time to go down those closing markets, and we're talking right now with Jason Meyer of agmarket.net. Jason looked a little bit more green on the screen today in the greens.
Yeah, that was nice to see. The overnight, we started a little bit lower than we had some export sales come out for corn and beans that were actually on the lower end of estimates here today. So everyone kind of thought, okay, this is we're going to see another down day in the market. But it just feels like there's a little position squaring ahead of the USDA report that's going to come out tomorrow. Just a lot of talk that maybe we're going to see corn and bean yields be adjusted slightly to the downside. That kind of stems on the fact that the August weather was the driest we've seen in the Midwest since 2013.
Yeah, it definitely was dry. We were talking about crop conditions before we started talking here, Jason. And, we're talking just north of Des Moines, a couple combines going already. You were even talking about how much of a difference you're seeing just from your area.
Yeah, it's night and day. I'm in western Iowa. On Sunday, we are still green as a gourd. Then I had gone to Des Moines for some events, and it just like everything over there was dying, and it's like 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. And I know some of my customers in central Iowa are actually combining corn here today.
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy. And of course, we're still waiting to hear if anything develops on trade situations. I mean, that's been the big topic that both corn and soybeans have been watching, isn't it?
That's for sure, especially when it comes with soybeans here. Soybeans are like 17-year lows on new crop exports. U.S. is the cheapest source of soybeans in the world, but we're still not seeing China come into the picture, and that has a lot of people concerned in the marketplace.
Moving over to the livestock side of things, cattle and hogs. Cattle's had a little bit of an interesting last couple of days, and if they weren't sitting so high, we might actually get a little worried. But how did they fare with, and also the hogs today? Yeah,
cattle started the day off a little bit lower, but found some good support at some retracement levels here, and then kind of were able to finish both the fats and the feeders significantly higher on the day. But now the question from a chart perspective, what used to be support on the cattle markets is now resistance. So if we can get above today's highs, then from a chart perspective, we should continue to rally. But if not, I see some more downside pressure. And hogs, the trend is your friend. Nearby hog contracts are making new contract highs on the move. And that was kind of surprising today because weekly exports on pork today was below expectations, but just nice to see the hog market continuing its strong rally that we've seen as of late.
All right. Well, if folks want to look at some of the intelligence and some of the work you guys are doing over there at agmarket.net, maybe we can get a recap of the WASDE report from you guys coming up tomorrow. Where do they find all that information?
Yeah, check us out at agmarket.net. And if you want some of that information, you can sign up for a free trial. And then one of my teammates or myself can reach out to you to discuss further.
All right. Well, Jason Meyer's been our guest. Jason, thanks so much for the insight, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Thanks, Dustin. You guys have a good day now.
That again was Jason Meyer of agmarket.net. Let's take a look at where the numbers closed here on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network market screen.
At the close, December corn was up 2 3/4 at $4.19 3/4. November beans up 8 1/4 at $10.33 1/2. Soy meal up $2.60 at $2.8610. Soy oil up 61 cents at $51.08. Chicago wheat up 6 1/2 at $5.21 1/2. Kansas winter wheat 3 cents higher at $5.10 even. Kansas spring wheat up 3 1/4 at $5.26 1/2. Minneapolis spring wheat up 2 cents at $5.71 1/2. Oats unchanged at $3.18 even. On the Merc Live, cattle up $1.12 at $232.27. Feeders up $2.02 at $355.22. Lean hogs up $1.35 at $98.17. Pork cutouts up 87 cents at $103.10, and Class 3 milk 6 cents lower at $17.60.
And that's been a check of the closing markets, and that brings us to the end of today's show. You can find all our content online, iowaagnet.com, as well as on Facebook, X, and our YouTube channel. While you're there, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified each time we put out a new video project. Don't forget about the free market podcasts that come right to your mobile device, mornings, middays, and closings. You can get them through our Podbean, Amazon, our Apple, our Spotify, and even through YouTube. You can also find all of our Pods of Potential programs and Iowa Ag Matters and much more on the website at iowaagnet.com. From the IARN studios in Des Moines, I'm Dustin Huffman. For Mark Magnus and Andy Peterson and Riley Smith, we thank you for watching. This is Ag Matters PM.